Good evening, everyone. This is Mayor Cyril Jefferson convening a regular meeting of the High Point City Council. Here with me on the dais, we have every member of council present, including Madam Manager, Clerk, and Attorney. Before we get into our agenda, we'll ask you all to join us for a moment of silence and Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first order of business will be to adopt our agenda. I'll ask from the dais if there's a motion to do so.
Motion to adopt. Second.
Motion's been made by Councilmember Holmes, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Moore. Any discussion on the motion to adopt our agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? The ayes have it, and our motion is adopted. Our agenda is adopted, sorry about that. Our first item, and now I'm really excited about this. High Point is a city known for a lot of great things. And we work hard to continue to celebrate the industries that have built this city. The people who have called it home for generations are some of the proudest folks. And I got to tell you, no moment for me maybe was more proud, Councilman Harmon, than when we were in Washington, D.C. for visits on Capitol Hill. We happened to be sitting down to lunch where Councilwoman Peters invited us to this restaurant. And lo and behold, up on the screen was a basketball game. And we were hearing people, as they were watching the game, they said, man, who's this team? What is High Point? I've never heard of High Point. And I imagine the mayor of High Point sitting next to someone, they say they've never heard of High Point. I've got two feelings. What am I doing wrong? And then also, this is amazing, because they were watching our High Point University women's and men's basketball teams as you all won the Big South tournament and then went on to represent this city in the big NCAA tournament, also known as the Big Dance. Can we clap it up for these incredible teams, y'all? And so in true fashion, I reached out to Dr. Cubain. I got to connect with Barry Kitley, and I said, do you think these young folks, I know they've had a very busy year. Many of them are gearing up for finals. Some of y'all, it's your very last finals you're getting ready to take. You could be anywhere on a Monday night. Somehow, we were wondering, would you be willing to come down to City Hall for this? And so the fact that y'all showed up, you showed up in full force too. I'm very excited. And so I'm going to ask if the High Point University women's basketball team will please come forward and join me up here, please. And any representatives who are supposed to be coming up as well, please come on forward. How are you? And y'all feel free to spread across both.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, they're gonna have to type it.
So we've got a proclamation that I want to read in honor of the incredible achievements that you all have been making, and want you all to know, again, just how proud this community is of you all. Office of the Mayor, City of High Point, North Carolina, proclamation. Whereas the High Point Panthers women's basketball team has demonstrated exceptional skill, dedication, and sportsmanship throughout the 2024-2025 season, serving as exemplary representatives of High Point University and the City of High Point. And whereas through hard work, perseverance, and teamwork, the Panthers have achieved remarkable success on the court, thrilling fans, and inspiring young athletes across our community. And whereas the coaching staff, led by head coach Chelsea Banbury, is head coach Banbury up here? Okay, all right. You were mixed in. I missed you. Wow, okay. Led by our head coach, this team has provided exceptional leadership, guidance, and mentorship to the student athletes, instilling in them the values of discipline, integrity, and perseverance. And whereas, under the leadership of Coach Banbury, the Panthers achieved an impressive overall record of 21-12, a conference record of 13-3, securing the Big South Conference regular season championship. And whereas the team's remarkable performance earned them a berth in the NCAA women's basketball tournament, where they competed valiantly in the first four matchup against William & Mary on March 20th, 2025. And whereas the success of the Panthers reflects the vision and leadership of High Point University President Dr. Nino Cubane, whose commitment to excellence, innovation, and values-based education has elevated the university's national profile and reinforced a culture of hard work, personal initiative, generosity, gratitude, civility, and respect. And whereas the team's achievements have fostered a sense of unity and pride within the High Point community, inspiring fans and setting a standard of excellence for future Panthers. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, hereby proclaim that the City of High Point honors and celebrates the outstanding accomplishments of the 2024-2025 High Point Panthers women's basketball team. We commend their historic season and express our deepest appreciation for the joy and inspiration that they have provided to everyone here in our community. Can we please celebrate these incredible Panthers? Okay, so Brandon's telling me we want to do 2 rows. So if y'all will help us out so that way we can fit everyone in. I think you're perfect right there. I almost feel like I need to invite, y'all may not know this, but we've got a former HPU Panther women's basketball team player on our city council. Did y'all know that? Y'all did not know that? Vicky, we're not talking enough about this. Will y'all please celebrate Councilwoman McKeever? Come on up, Vicky. Come on up. Perfect. Now, ladies, we'll ask you to take a seat because we're going to do the men's, but then I want everyone back up for a huge picture, okay? All right, perfect. Coach is here. I'll hand it to you for now, and then we'll call y'all back up in just a second. Okay. Absolutely, thank you. Now I'm going to ask the men's basketball team, will you please join me up front? And Coach Huss. Okay, I see you. Coach, I typically don't recognize you unless your arms are crossed and you're pacing back and forth on the sideline. You know how they say they look not that big on TV or from the bleachers? Jeez Louise, man. No, I need like a chair or something. Jeez. All right. Now, unlike last go-round, none of the men on city council are athletic enough to have played HPU men's basketball. I wish Mike, come on, man. It's okay. I wish I could bring someone up. We're going to read this proclamation, guys, and again, like we mentioned to the women, how proud we are. And it means a ton. The women, I believe it was your second time winning the tournament and going to the NCAA tournament. Fellas, this was your very first time in history doing it. In 25 years of being Division I, right? Was it 25 or 26 years of being Division I? 25, that's correct. Okay, 25 years. And so to break through this way, very, very proud community, as I mentioned to the women. So we've got the proclamation for you guys. Whereas the High Point Panthers men's basketball team has demonstrated exceptional skill, determination, and sportsmanship throughout the 2024-2025 season. And whereas under the leadership of head coach Alan Huss in his second year, the Panthers achieved a remarkable overall record of 29-6 and a conference record of 14-2, securing the Big South Conference regular season title. And whereas the Panthers showcased resilience and excellence in the Big South Conference tournament by defeating Gardner-Webb, Radford, and Winthrop, culminating in a historic 81-69 victory over Winthrop in the championship game, overcoming a 15-point deficit and earning the program's first ever NCAA tournament berth. And whereas the team's inaugural appearance in the NCAA tournament as a number 13 seed in the Midwest Regional brought pride to High Point University and our community, despite a hard-fought first-round game against number 4 seeded Purdue. And whereas the success of the Panthers reflects the vision and leadership of HBU's president, Dr. Cubain, whose commitment to excellence, innovation, and values-based education has elevated the university's national profile and reinforced a culture of hard work, leadership, and faith. And whereas High Point University stands as the premier life skills university, instilling in its students the principles of perseverance, servant leadership, and personal growth, values that were displayed by the Panthers on and off the court throughout their historic season. And whereas the team's achievements have fostered a sense of unity and pride within the High Point community, inspiring fans and setting a standard of excellence for future Panthers. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, hereby proclaim that the City of High Point honors and celebrates the outstanding accomplishments of the 2024-2025 High Point University Panthers men's basketball team. And we commend their historic season and express our deepest appreciation for the joy and inspiration that you have provided to our community. Can we please celebrate these incredible Panthers? All right, so Brandon wants 2 rows again, fellas. Y'all mind helping us out with 2 rows? Maybe 3, okay. Well, clearly.
You need to get way out front.
You want to slide on over? Hold that. There you go. All right, now we're going to do the unthinkable, and we're going to bring the women up here with the men. But before you do, Brandon, how do you want to do it? Okay. Do you want to do some on the dais? You want to do some on the dais?
Try that?
Okay.
Maybe I'll just run on the side.
Okay. You think we can get done 3 rows? Okay. Okay, ladies, we're going to try it. Y'all come on up. We're going to get a huge picture. Yeah. So, no, that's perfect. I think we're just going to litter everyone in. If you want to go on up and be taller than the guys, that's perfectly fine with me.
Get the taller guys on the ends, maybe.
Yeah, taller guys, if you don't mind going on the ends.
Where do I go?
And then ladies, fill on in. Where's the coach at? Where's y'all's coach at? Okay, she's got the plaque. Coach, you got the plaque? Yeah, come on in. I don't think it'll move, Monica. Hey, thank y'all so much. Let's clap for one more time. Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, thank you. Cheers. Yep, appreciate you guys. Now, if y'all want to head out, you can, because I know you guys got to get back in. Yeah.
I guess the next one will be that.
Hey, Coach, if y'all want to go ahead out, you can. Absolutely. Hey, thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Congrats.
That's accurate.
I know, I'm hot. Thank you, seriously. Thank you. Did we lose Monica? Oh, she's okay. All right. All right. And if y'all do me a favor and hit those doors, thank you so much. Barbara, you're so sweet. I asked would someone hit the doors, and you were the first person to get up, Barbara. Thank you. All right, so our next proclamation is for National Crime Victims' Rights Week. And I want to invite up a few folks for this one as well. When I call your name, if you'll please just come join me up front. I appreciate it. Catherine Johnson, Director of the Guilford County Family Justice Center. Chief Curtis Cheeks, our chief here at High Point Police Department. Brenda White, who's a survivor and advocate and chair of Family Justice Center Voices Survivor Committee. How you doing, Catherine? Good to see you again. Chief, how are you, man? Good to see you. Ms. White, how are you? We're glad to have you here with us. Okay. Okay.
I won't take it further.
Man, you did that so smooth, Chief. Man, shoot. Gosh. Okay, here we go. Okay, proclamation. Whereas crime affects individuals, families, and communities in profound and varied ways, often leaving physical, emotional, and social challenges. And whereas the concept of kinship underscores the connections that build bridges to supports, to services, and to shared strength among survivors, advocates, and communities. And whereas kinship is the foundation of victim advocacy, inspiring trauma-informed care and meet survivors where they are. And whereas through kinship, we build peer networks and community alliances that empower survivors, foster resilience, and offer pathways to healing. And whereas kinship reminds us of the strength that comes from connection, the importance of listening to every voice, and the power that we have to create lasting change when we work together. Now, therefore, I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of High Point, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim the week, November 6 through 12, 2025, as Crime Victims' Rights Week in the city of High Point. This proclamation reaffirms our dedication to building connections, standing in kinship with survivors, creating a future where healing and where hope are within reach forever. Please celebrate this incredible day. Do you want to get one more picture? You can get one.
Mayor, real quick comment on that.
Yes, please.
I just want to follow in behind with a comment. I was traveling today, coming back this afternoon, and the work that these folks have been doing for years and years or decades and decades in front and behind the scenes. So far, you made the regional headlines, at least on the radio of the news today, as we released crime stats for our city to this point in this year. And we were the only city mentioned, and the good work that you have been doing, and many others that you accept the proclamation on behalf of, is making our city much safer, and it is being recognized. I won't quote the numbers. Y'all can go look at the numbers that are out there, but we've had a very good year so far, and I don't want to hex that. But thank you so much for all you guys do in the front and behind each and every day. Thank you.
So for our next proclamation, we're going to invite up Mary Sizemore, Director of the High Point Public Library. I'm also going to invite up the library's Board of Trustees, as well as the Foundation's Board of Directors. So if you're here, on behalf of those entities, please join me in front. I'm gonna space this out a little bit more. We have to come down just a tad bit more. We can come down a tad bit more, so that way we'll be centered. So this proclamation is for National Library Week. Whereas libraries spark creativity, they fuel imagination, and they inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can explore new ideas and be drawn to new possibilities. And whereas libraries serve as vibrant community hubs, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. And whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, digital tools, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. And whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, and organizations, connecting the dots to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. And whereas libraries empower job seekers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners by providing access to resources, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. And whereas libraries nurture young minds through story times, STEAM programs, and literacy initiatives, fostering curiosity and the love of learning that lasts a lifetime. And whereas libraries protect the right to read, to think, and to explore without censorship, standing as champions of intellectual freedom and free expression. And whereas dedicated librarians and library workers provide welcoming spaces that inspire discovery, collaboration, and creativity for all. And whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers across the country are joining together to celebrate National Library Week under the theme of Drawn to the Library. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Sarah Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, hereby proclaim April 6th to April 12th, 2025 as National Library Week in High Point, and encourage all residents to visit the library, explore its resources, and celebrate all the ways that the library draws us together as a community. Can you please celebrate?
This way, just a little bit. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3.
For our next proclamation, I'm going to invite up Dr. Kelly Graves, President and co-founder of the Kelly Foundation. We'll also invite up Lisa Duck, Melanie Garner, Alex Espita, and Lillian Wingfield. Will you all please join me in front? this proclamation is for child abuse prevention month. Whereas resilient and thriving communities are vital to our state's future health, success, and prosperity to ensure a strong foundation for everyone at all ages and stages of life. And whereas the science is clear that resilience is built and that communities and systems play a key role in promoting safe, secure, nurturing environments for all. And whereas children deserve to enjoy the simple joys of childhood without experiencing the stressors of adulthood. And whereas families are the very fabric of our community, supporting the whole family unit makes an impact now and for generations to come. And whereas the Resilient Guilford Network, coordinated by the Keller Foundation and inclusive of dozens of partner agencies, work diligently to build safe, secure, and nurturing families and communities. And whereas investing in policies, programs, and strategies that address adversity and focus on prevention, treatment, and healing are essential to the health of our community. And whereas across the community, whereas across the country, communities are being powered by hope, strengthened by prevention. As a reminder that stronger families create healthier communities, and that support and empowerment are the keys to making that vision a reality. And whereas the City of High Point encourages individuals in all sectors, public and private, early childhood through post-secondary education, faith-based organizations, healthcare systems, justice systems, social service systems, businesses, and elected leaders to collaborate to strengthen our communities. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Cheryl Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, hereby proclaim the month of April Child Abuse Prevention in High Point and commend its observance to all citizens. Can you please celebrate this occasion?
I was going to skip comments, but since I have the opportunity, I feel like I want to speak up for kids. The astounding fact is that 1 in 7 kids experience child abuse. 1 in 7. Those numbers are astounding, and that's the case across the country. And for every $10 that's spent in child welfare, only $1.50 is spent on any kind of prevention. So we're joining with communities across the country to raise awareness of these issues. You see the pinwheels going around. We have more if people would like them. Communities across the country are part of Pinwheels for Prevention. The pinwheel representing the simple joys of childhood. And the pinwheel represents us as a community standing together to say that our kids deserve safe and children are prioritized in our community, and that together we could help support thriving families. So if you don't have pinwheels and you want some, let us know at kellenfoundation.org and we can get those to you. And I hope that you all plant a pinwheel in your place of business or in your yard to just represent, like people across the country are doing, that we stand together. Thank you.
That was great. This has been a very exciting day indeed. We appreciate the incredible work that everyone's doing. We've got one final proclamation, and I'm excited to invite up Heather Adams, Executive Director of the Guilford County Partnership for Children, and any other staff or organizations who are working in collaboration.
Cassie Dean,
Cassie Dean.
Director of Communication and Marketing at the Department of Children and Margaret Ford, who is a community advocate and also a Guilford County School System and represents the North Continent Association for the Education of Young Children.
Okay, perfect. I see you've got stickers there, Cassie Dean. Okay, after we read this, if you want to explain the stickers, that'd be perfect. All right. Also, I just want to note that last Friday, I got challenged by a group of 5-year-olds to come and read some books to them. And they wondered if I could do it. Where were they 5? They were 4 years old, weren't they? Man, that's even more impressive. And so had a whole lot of fun with those young folks last week. Appreciate you all inviting me out. All right, proclamation. Whereas there are over 31,000 children aged 0 to 5 not yet in kindergarten in Guilford County. And 60% of these children live in households where the sole parent or both parents are working. And whereas the cognitive,
Physical, social, emotional, and language literacy development are built through positive interactions with adults, peers, and their environment through these early critical years. And whereas participation in high-quality early childhood education saves taxpayers dollars, makes working families more economically secure, and prepares children to succeed in school, earn higher wages, and live healthier lives. And whereas Guilford County's 322 licensed early care and education facilities employ over 2,093 early care education professionals. And whereas these high-quality educators make a lasting impact on the lives of the children and families in Guilford County and deserve thanks and recognition. And whereas Guilford County recognizes and celebrates the critical investments of the people, organizations, and programs committed to providing high-quality early childhood education and services to families of our community. Therefore, I, Shirley Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Month of the Young Child, and April 5th to 11th, 2025 as Week of the Young Child in the City of High Point, and urge all residents to join in celebrating and recognizing the valuable contributions that these early educators make in enriching the lives of young children and their families in our community. Can we please celebrate? Perfect, thank you. Do you want to explain, Cassie, or? Okay, will you explain the stickers?
All right, so this week is actually Week of the Young Child. I'm going to take a quick moment to redeem myself. My grandmother was a longtime city council member in small town Georgia. I believe she probably rolled over in her grave that I'm wearing a t-shirt. But today is Music Monday, and so music-themed t-shirts were across the county today. But on this week, on Wednesday, we are taking extra measures to honor our educators, and so we are encouraging our community to wear green in honor of early childhood educators. And we would love for folks to also wear these stickers. We have plenty of a supply. They say, "I'm at work today thanks to an early childhood educator." And I will say to you, even if you don't have a young child in your life, you are still welcome to wear a sticker in honor of the educators throughout our community. And also take a quick moment. Of course, investments in early childhood education help prevent child abuse, so it is definitely connected that we are recognized at the same time. And also we know from a law enforcement standpoint, investments in the early years have a long-term return and help prevent crime at later points in life. So we appreciate your support. Happy to provide you a sticker and hope that you will wear green on Wednesday. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Heather. And Barbara, I just got to know, I saw you come up for 2 of our proclamations. I thought you were going to make it 3 for 3, given all your work with young people. Barbara, we appreciate you and everyone else who's working in our community. So thank y'all so much. Next, at this time, we'll have public comment period. And as such, we host public comment period once on typically a first meeting that we host every month. During this time, persons who want to speak, you can sign up. Others who have not signed up will still have the opportunity to speak if they choose to do so. We'll ask that as you speak that you address your comments to City Council, and we also ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Citizens will be asked to come to the podium, state your name and address and subject for the record on which you will comment. If a large number of people are present to register concerns about the same subject, it's suggested that you be acknowledged as a unified group while a designated speaker covers the various points. This helps to avoid repetition while giving opportunity for people who want to speak to be recognized. With that, we'll transition to our public comment period and call up the first person signed up, Mr. Louis Thibodeau.
Good evening. My name is Louis Thibodeau. I reside at 1242 Kensington Drive, High Point. First off, I've said I'd pray for you guys last time I was here, and I am praying for you, but I want to voice that prayer right now. Heavenly Father, I lift these city leaders up and all that they do each and every day, deciding things for this city, for all the citizens. In your son's name I do pray, amen. The one thing I wanted to speak on was budget, because I know it's getting ready to come up. If you've not had discussions already, it's coming. And what I wanted to ask was, I think in the past, years ago it was done, jobs that weren't filled, I think there was a way we could kind of wean those off the budget so that the budget was trimmer. So I don't know if that's something we can do this year or not, but I know there's all kind of vacancies in different departments across the city that could help all the city when tax rolls come around, whether you got to raise them again or however that works. Just so, and I'm not saying abolish positions, that if they're needed positions, I'm saying that if it's a possibility of you've got 40 or 50 vacancies that you had from this year, that could help that department to use some of those funds for the next year to help them and help the city. So that's the main thing I had for our budget, because I'd like whatever's budgeted for those departments to stay in those budgets for that year as best as possible, so they're not used somewhere else. I know it's a line item that it stays in that, but that was my focus. And I know the mill thing's coming up with discussions on that to just hear folks out, and because more than likely, you know, if you sell real estate and your house goes, the neighbor goes for $100,000, $200,000 more than yours, guess what? My taxes just went up, even if I didn't do anything. The possibility's there. So just listen to the folks, as I know you will. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Thibodeau. Next, we'll have Sanaa Sharif. If you'll come forward, state your name and address and subject for which you're speaking for the record.
My name is Sanaa Sharif, High Point, North Carolina. Madam City Manager, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. I'm honored to stand before you today, not only as a proud member of the High Point NAACP, but also as a parent of neurodivergent twins, both of whom are navigating life with autism and ADHD. At the NAACP, our mission is rooted in advocacy, ensuring every child, regardless of race, background, or ability, has access to high-quality, equitable education. Equity in education means more than equal access. It means intentional practices that acknowledge and address disparities, uplift underrepresented voices, and create personalized pathways to success. Too often, children with disabilities and those with low economic means are often overlooked in conversations about opportunities. Exclusion of any kind is a barrier to progress, a silent signal that certain voices, experiences, or identities are not valued. It limits potential, it deepens inequities, and it denies individuals the opportunity to fully contribute to and benefit from the communities, institutions, and systems around them. True inclusion is not optional. It's essential for collective growth. When we advocate for inclusive curricula, innovative instruction, and whole child support, we include all voices and needs. And we teach our children, inclusiveness, compassion, and equity. As a parent, I've seen firsthand how important it is for students to experience flexible learning environments, compassionate teachers, multiple opportunities for growth, and individualized support systems. As a community leader, I know we cannot do this alone. That's why we champion strong community collaborations, making learning relevant and empowering for all. We must eliminate barriers, intentional and unintentional. We must remember to uplift all students. Together, through advocacy, action, and accountability, we can create a city that truly serves every child. One where easily forgotten groups are empowered to thrive. Let's do this work because our children are depending on us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Dr. Elma Hairston.
Good evening. Madam City Manager, Mr. Mayor, and City Council. I attended the South Side Community Meeting on Thursday, and first of all, I want to thank Congresswoman, Councilwoman Peters, think as though it were, and Councilwoman Cook. Thank you for being there and sharing. But when I attended that meeting, I lost a little sleep Thursday night. I couldn't sleep Thursday night. Continued to stay on my mind of what I heard about the state of the water that comes through the residents' faucets. One family member stated that they had not been able to drink their water, them and their children, for quite some time. First of all, I assured them that there is a new day in High Point. And High Point serves all the people, not just a select few of people in the community. You know, my mother used to say, what happens at home needs to stay at home. We are family. This is family. This is not Jackson, Mississippi. This is High Point, North Carolina. We don't need outside intervention. We can handle our business here in this city. So I'm asking that the city of High Point, the Southwest Renewal Foundation, the county, the Piedmont Regional Council, and all come together to rectify this problem. There is a multiplicity of concerns on the table, from gentrification to tax increases, personality conflicts. But in this moment, let's focus on the people of the Southside community and develop a plan that remedies the water problem. Two issues persist: the pollution from the cement factory and the chemical factory upstream, which I cannot understand why the EPA hasn't fined them in a way that would motivate them to do their part. Another contributor, a recent contributor, is the homelessness population, which is homesteading at Richland Creek and perpetuating the defecation found in the water. Yes, I said that. Allow me to suggest a strategy. I never bring about a concern without addressing a strategy. Call for regular independent testing of the neighborhood's water. Call for regular testing and reporting of tap water to property owners every 3 months. A call to action by City Council to form an action committee to focus on strategic solutions to include sewer lines and pipe fitting, testing and evaluation. You may be doing some of that, but let's come together as a strategic group. It is our hope that we can focus on people, not personalities, strategies that provide solutions, and exercise the same humanity, in this case, that you would expect in your own. I thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Ms. Kirby Hurd.
Thank you. I'm Kirby Hurd. I live on Ferris Avenue in Ward 2. I rise tonight regarding the recently published survey results. I thank you for the YouTube presentation, even if it was audio only. It was really nice to have that available. There was a high response regarding street sidewalks and infrastructure. I share those concerns. Many streets in this town are difficult to navigate. I feel like I'm on a ski slalom course due to the utility access. We call them manhole covers. They're not level with the pavement. Stop signs seem to be a suggestion in many areas. A neighbor on the street where I live gathered signatures requesting a traffic study. It's a 25-mile-an-hour street. Nobody goes 25 miles an hour. And there's no sidewalks. Speeding occurs regularly, and lots of wrecks. We had the signatures. I don't think we ever got our survey. Then there's the lack of sidewalks in High Point, which has always astonished me. I have never lived in a town that did not design or build sidewalks as the city was being laid out, particularly in residential areas. I live in a home that was built in 1927. It's a corner lot. The sidewalk extends just past the next lot over in each direction, but there aren't any others. I lived at a previous address, also not in Emerywood, and someone came through asking if we wanted sidewalks, and we did, but we were going to have to pay for them. So many of my neighbors were renters. We didn't want to pay for them. When we built a fence, we had to pay a fee and request an adjustment because it was within the 15-foot limit of the right-of-way. So that made me wonder, unless a lot of this has changed, are the sidewalks not within that right-of-way and therefore the city's responsibility, a lot like the trees that the contractors mangle? Near the end of the meeting, there was comments about the sidewalks regarding expense, and I know I heard someone say an ROI, and I just couldn't help but wonder, what is the return on investment on sidewalks? Is it fewer pedestrian injuries and deaths? How does the cost compare to the decorative brick crosswalks we have now? As far as infrastructure, unless safe water quality is a part of that, I have concerns about bus stops. Sorry, I'm dry. There are few shelters on places especially that are busy streets with no sidewalks. And bus riders deserve respect, and they deserve shelter from the weather, and they deserve benches. The lack of benches appears that we are not welcoming unhoused people to rest. That's an old problem all in itself. But I do have concerns about respecting all people in this town, and not everyone drives an automobile. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eric. Next on our list, we have Michelle Robin. Is Michelle Robin still here? Okay. Next, we have Ronnie Hilliard. Is Ronnie Hilliard still here? Okay. Next, we have Michelle Shahidian. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly.
Good evening. Michelle Shahidian, 2427 Addison Boulevard. April is a busy month, as you've heard. Another thing going on is Earth Month, which is dedicated towards bringing awareness about the environmental conditions and in providing environmental protection, as you've heard many concerns here tonight. So I'd like to thank the council for your ongoing commitment to trying to find sustainable practices that may best serve the High Point community and environment, such as the water, the waste, the recycling, the street planning, many issues you've heard here tonight. Many of these strategies are very much aligned with the Baha'i faith perspective on our relationship with nature, emphasizing that all things are interconnected and interdependent. This concept of unity provides a foundation for environmental stewardship, inspiring all of us to care for the earth and its resources. We have a great strategic partner in High Point University who are hosting their 14th annual Earth Day celebration on Wednesday, April 23rd. And so again, I thank the council for your service and leadership for the ongoing beautification of High Point, and invite all of us to do our share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we'll have John Conrad. John, if you'll come forward, state your name and address for the record and the subject that you plan to speak on.
My name is John Conrad. I live at 4136 Coachman's Court, High Point, North Carolina. Good evening, Mayor Jefferson. I'm here to speak on the restoration of Oakwood Gatekeeper's House and entrance. Good evening to you, Mayor, and City Council members, City Manager Ford, and esteemed staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here as a board member of the High Point Preservation Society to thank you all for the cooperation that you've given on our project to restore the Oakwood Memorial Park Gatekeeper's Cottage and the entrance to Oakwood Cemetery. Oakwood is a historic treasure, rich in history and in art. And the Oakwood Memorial Park Gatekeeper's House, with its state-of-the-art state-of-the-art audiovisual and GPS walk-to-grave site and historic databasing systems, which will be installed this week, will serve as a resource center for visitors and genealogists and family history buffs from across the country and around the world for many, many years to come. This project is nearing completion, and we'll have our ribbon cutting most likely in mid-May. On that date, we will also release 2 documentary films, one on Oakwood Cemetery and the other entitled The Hayworth Legacy. So I'm extending an invitation in advance of having a date to you all. And again, thank you for your cooperation and support.
Thank you. Dorothy Dar? Dorothy, did you sign up?
I did sign up.
Okay, Dorothy, come on up. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was reading that correctly.
I'm Dorothy Dar, and I live at 501 West High Street in High Point, North Carolina. I'm here just to say thank you, like so many of us here, in this night of proclamation and celebration of High Point and its citizens. I just want to join in that, and I know that I'm the executive director of the Southwest Renewal Foundation, and we've had a strong and faithful, I think, partnership, especially in the last 5 years, and even before that. It had great success, and I just want to just say thank you, and hopefully we can continue that success. And I know there are challenges, and it's not always easy to work with amateurs like myself or community members, but at the same time, as Elma stressed, it's very important to all of us to work together because it makes us so much stronger. So just to say thank you, and I feel humble as I witnessed all these star athletes and social services, volunteers and staff, and also staff from the city. But that's it. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Look for continued partnership.
Absolutely, thank you. And allow me to correct the record, I should have said Dr. Dorothy Dar. I apologize. Thank you.
PhD.
Well, still.
Don't ask me to surgery.
All right. Iowa Mays. Sorry. Miss Mays, will you please come forward?
Yes, what a wonderful evening to be here. It's been exciting and fun. I'm echoing a lot of what Dorothy said. Good evening, Mayor and city staff.
I'm sorry, just for the record, state your name and address and your topic. If you don't mind.
My name is Willa Mays, and I live at 1502 Cherokee Drive in High Point. It's beautiful. Come on over this time of year. Lots of blooming. I'm here today to express my support and appreciation for the cooperative process that we have enjoyed over the past few years between the City Council, the city staff, and Southwest Renewal Foundation. I forgot to mention, I'm also the chair of the board of Southwest Renewal Foundation, so that's why I'm here too, echoing what Dorothy said. I've been really impressed with the city staff and how they worked along with Dover Cole and Partners to take best practices into consideration and also the unique needs of High Point to form the Southwest Mill District Plan. So we're really excited about that. As you all know, Southwest Renewal Foundation is working on several projects to address water quality, litter abatement, walkability, beautification, public art, and quality of life in our community. We want to continue as a capable and reliable partner for the city in those endeavors, and we also put a lot of value on having a shared vision with the city on what we can accomplish together. We need to stop and pause, though, to actually say thank you, and that's why I'm here tonight. You know, stop and smell the roses. It's important for us to acknowledge when we've gotten support, and that's my purpose here tonight. I think we are on the right track working cooperatively to create positive change, as is demonstrated by some of the very successful grant applications that are allowing us to make improvements more rapidly than they may have been made without those grants. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of the thoughtful consideration, especially the staff who have been very careful in their planning and working with, and I just think it's wonderful that we're all working together and we have this shared vision walking forward together. So thank you.
Ms. Mays, thank you. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during public comment period? If you'll please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and the topic upon which you plan to speak. You have 3 minutes to address council.
Good evening to our mayor, to our city manager, to our city council members. My name is Candace James, and I am the Health Committee Chair for the High Point NAACP. I am here to talk about a very exciting topic for me in the health and wellness industry, but April is National Minority Health Month, a time to spotlight and address health disparities impacting minority communities across the United States and right here in High Point, North Carolina. This year's theme, Advancing Commitments to Eliminate Health Disparities, calls on all of us as leaders, as organizations, and neighbors to move from awareness to action. Here in High Point, the NAACP is committed to promoting health equity through community-driven initiatives. Just this past weekend, we hosted our mental health Focus on the Family Forum. It created a safe space for community members to come in to help debunk a lot of the myths as it pertains to mental health. In a time like this, we need it now more than ever. The space created an open dialogue and a lot of resources we were able to share with the community around mental wellness. We also launched this past Tuesday our Healthy Start Tuesdays initiative. So each Tuesday during the month of April, the High Point NAACP has joined in partnership with the Carl Chavis YMCA and TCC Community Health Foundation for a campaign entitled Moving Matters. We want to encourage our community to avoid sedentary lifestyles. You want to lower your blood pressure, then you have to move. You want to stabilize your blood sugars, you also have to move. And so each Tuesday, we will be joining with the community there in the Carl Chavis YMCA area to walk and using their indoor track toward a healthier, more equitable High Point. Would you join us? Together, let's make High Point a model for health equity. We invite city council members, local organizations, and residents to walk with us, share our mission, and support the journey toward a healthier High Point for all. I have this Healthy Start Tuesdays flyer in the foyer. We would love to have each of you join us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council members, Mayor Jefferson, City Manager. My name is Gayle, Gayle Simmons, and I reside at 4414 James Ford Drive in Jamestown, North Carolina. I am a member of the High Point NAACP, where we believe in advocacy and action. The topic is education. Education is not just a privilege. It is a fundamental right and a collective responsibility. It is the foundation upon which every opportunity is built, the bridge that connects dreams to reality, and the force that has lifted generations out of adversity. Yet today, public education, the very system designed to provide equal access to knowledge and opportunity, is under threat, underappreciated, and underfunded. When we weaken our education system, we limit futures. And when we fail to invest in education, we are choosing to accept a future where only some get the chance to succeed, while others are left behind. That is not a future we can afford. That is why we must stand firm in the belief that every child deserves a quality education, regardless of their zip code, income, or background. Public education is not a luxury. It is a commitment to our children and our collective future. It is a promise that knowledge, opportunity, and success should not be dictated by wealth or circumstance. And when we uphold that promise, we create a society where every student has the chance to rise, thrive, and lead equity. But education is about more than just access. It is about belonging. It is about seeing yourself in the story of success. A child who never sees themselves reflected in the curriculum, in leadership, or in history books may struggle to imagine their own potential. But when students learn about leaders who look like them, who share their history, who have walked similar paths, they don't just read about the past, they see their own future. When education validates their identity and affirms their value, it fuels confidence, ambition, and a belief that they too can achieve greatness. In conclusion, that is the power of education, not just to inform, but to inspire, not just to teach, but to empower. And when we embrace that power, we transform classrooms into places where every child can see themselves in success. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Manager and City Council members. I'm Dr. Igwemezi. I just came to report the vandalism
Will you
that's
state your
been...
address for the record for
Okay,
us?
yeah, my office is 635 North Main Street, downtown High Point, and I live at 3907 Ocala Drive in High Point. You know, so as I was saying, I just came to report the incidences of vandalism that's been going on in my office the last several months. And I mean, I've had people shoot BB guns at my glass windows, breaking them, and the decorative lights that I have in front of the office were broken one at a time. And in fact, last week, we just had another glass window to the office just busted. And there's incidences don't seem to indicate that anybody wants to break into the office. They just want to vandalize the building. And I'm just wondering if this is just a one-off for my office, or is something going on in downtown High Point that you all need to be aware of. So I was speaking with Dr. Lenny Peters, and you know, he's got this big building with all the glass around it. They haven't broken his windows yet, but some of his cars, the office cars, are being vandalized. You know, so I don't know if there's something that you guys can do to help us out.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Joe Barnes. I live at 4333 Poplar Creek Lane, High Point. I pastor a church at Victory Chapel, 609 Amos Street in Southside. First thing I want to say thank you. Thank you on such a great night of celebrating our university, National Crime Victims Week, National Library Week, Child Abuse Prevention Month, and Month of the Young Child. Thank you for recognizing that. I also want to thank Councilmember Peters and Councilmember Cook for attending the Southside Neighborhood Association meeting on last week. I think we had a very productive meeting, and your presence made a difference. I want to thank the city for sending Robbie Stone, the Director of Public Services, there to address some of the neighbors' concerns about their water quality and the debris that's going on in that community. As a religious leader, I have a responsibility to speak out for those that may not feel comfortable speaking for themselves. As you know, the South Side is very diverse. We have a lot of folks in that community that are scared to voice what may be going on in their homes and their water quality. And none of us here in High Point want that to be the case. So I'm here to say that the Southside community is very involved in making sure we have a good community, to bring that community to life, to clean up the community. I participated Saturday in the clean sweep, and we walked that neighborhood, and we're blessed to pick up about 20 bags of garbage and another 10 or 15 bags of recycles. So it's a work in progress. So I'll say there's 6 reasons I want to share with you why we need to fix the water and fix it as quick as possible. Why we don't need to wait for somebody to come in and tell us what to do, because we're an all-American city and we can take care of our home. Number 1, I think it's 6 reasons. There's a Fairview Elementary School sitting there with our children that water needs to be fixed. There are 5 churches in that community with youth and seniors, and the water needs to be fixed. There's a new Habitat for Humanity housing development with brand new houses, with brand new little ones running around, and that's why we have to fix the water. There's 6 or 8 new homes that the city is helping to have affordable housing in that community. And that's why the water and the creek that's contaminated, that I saw a neighbor cleaning from behind their house, out there doing the labor Saturday, and they've got it cleared off but I'm scared that their children may go down and play in that creek as we did as children and get contaminated. Finally, 2 more reasons. Southwest Mill District is coming or wants to come. That's why we need to fix it. We need to fix our water and do it all together so we can be a community that's progressing and not regressing.
Mr. Barnes, thank you. If you'll share your notes with the clerk, she'll make sure to get it.
We'll do. And thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time, Mayor.
Absolutely. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak for public comment period? If not, we'll go ahead and close public comment and thank everyone who came out tonight to speak. We appreciate it. Your comments are noted. Our city manager and her staff are working to address the issues and questions that have come up. Thank you so much. Our next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem and seconded by Council Member Andrew. Any discussion on the motion to approve our consent agenda? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. Under general agenda, we've got item 2025-129. This is consideration of adoption of our special use permit, 25-01 written decision. Are there any questions about this item from the dais?
Motion to approve.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second? Second, recognized to Councilmember Peters. Any discussion on the motion to approve item 2025-129? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. Before we dismiss, are there any comments from the dais, any announcements, anything of that nature? Yes, sir, Mayor Pro Tem.
I have a couple. I took a little time on Saturday. High Point University History Department's been working for several years on a film that caught my attention. I think I saw it on social media that they were going to be showing it. It's a 23-minute documentary that's taken about 3 or 4 years to finish. But it was about, and as a High Pointer, lifelong, born in '63, right on the tail end, beginning of the civil rights movement and that type of thing. It was about the integration of High Point University. And it was a fascinating story and one that made me really proud. And I'm glad I took the time out on a Saturday to go see it. I encourage all of y'all to reach out and look at the university website and you know, take a few minutes to to look at it and to actually share it. It shows the challenges, but as somebody that is the son of parents that lived in true segregation, I never did. By the time I got into elementary school, we were integrated, and it makes me proud, actually, of how far we have come, although there's further to always go in human relationships. But High Point's got a deep history in that, with William Penn, High Point Andrews being the first school to be integrated into 1968, when I was 5 years old, and to see how far, we've come. It was a very inspiring 23 minutes and a nice discussion afterwards. So I encourage all of y'all to see that. Furniture market's coming. We all know how important that is. Make sure if you see some out-of-towners, which, well, you have to, with High Point University, we got a lot of them now, but that's a good thing. But make sure we welcome our market guest in, and happy Easter to everybody.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make these comments as someone who has a long-time love of service and commitment and love of democracy. All of us are here at the will of the voters and the will of the people. So, as you could probably imagine, I've been very troubled by the developments of the state of the race between Justice Riggs and Justice Griffin. 65,000 ballots are being challenged, many of them from Guilford County, and we have to be ever vigilant to protect the most important underpinning of our democracy, which is the legitimate right to vote. So as we think about, as this case moves through its adjudication, let us not get weary. We know sometimes it gets tough with the challenges that we face, but the potential for the long-term ramifications that it means to the voters of our state and also our democracy as a whole are too much for us to rest. And so we're all here. We serve our constituents. We put our time and our efforts in, and we do that at their will. And so I think we now have to make sure that the will of the voters are not only heard, but protected as well. So I think it's incumbent upon all of us to make sure that potentially if you have your vote challenged or someone that you love challenged, that you check it, that you make sure that your vote counts in the way that you intended it. And that's the best thing that we can do for our state and our country. Second point, Mr. Mayor, I took exception to your comment that some of us were not athletic enough to play for university. I just want to, for the record, and I'm not going to tell y'all what year, I was the three-point champion at the High Point University summer basketball camp and runner-up the following year. So, just for the record, some of us were athletic enough to play, and Coach Huss, if you're listening to this, I do have some grad transfer eligibility, and I'm officially in the portal. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Wow. Thank you, Mike. I was not expecting that. Any other announcements, comments? Councilmember McKeever?
Councilwoman McKeever, I just want to say that on March 28th, they had a free dinner clinic, Kara. They had went to Moore Church, CME Church, and it was so many people there, and I was really, really impressed to see how many people. It started at 6 that morning, and by 12 o'clock that afternoon on Friday, it couldn't take any more people, and they also opened again on Saturday. And so I think it's a great idea, because people right now can't afford health insurance, don't have money to do anything else, and dentist bills are very expensive. So I just want to say thank you to the people who came up and helped people who need dental care.
Yeah, and they served over 600 people too,
Yeah,
which is incredible to see. So thank you for that. Any other announcements or comments from the dais? A few quick things. Piedmont Triad Partnership is hosting a breakfast this Wednesday at High Point University. Governor Stein will be the keynote speaker. It's actually open and free to the public. So if you just look that up, Piedmont Triad Partnership is hosting that event. They'll look at the economic forecast for our region. It's a great event to pay attention to. The grand opening of Legacy Ridge is this Wednesday afternoon. If you're not familiar with Legacy Ridge, that is the new apartment homes built there where Daniel Brooks used to stand. And so several years ago, voters of High Point, you all approved a bond in 2019 that facilitated and enabled that project. So we're really excited about that. If you want to come out and join us for that grand opening, we welcome you. I want to shout out CCFC for a fantastic home opener. They won 5-0, and anytime you have a home opener like that, it's a lot of excitement. Opening day for Rockers is on May 2nd, so please come out and celebrate our sports teams. Library Sensory Garden grand opening is on April 16th. So another project that's been supported by this local government, which if you've not gone to our public library, we just celebrated with our library folks, all the great work that they're doing. If you'll make time, we appreciate you coming down there on April 16th. I want to reiterate the point made by Councilmember Holmes. Just in case you're curious about what he mentioned, I encourage you to take literally 2 minutes to check what's called griffinlist.com. I spoke to folks and residents who said they had no idea their name was on that list and that they were disqualified from their vote in November and had no idea about it. And you may be thinking that every race is settled. Not every race is settled. There technically is still a race for North Carolina Supreme Court. And so if you're someone who's civically engaged, at the very least, we're not leaning either way here on this discussion. We're just asking you to check to see if your name's on that list, because you may be surprised to find out that it could be. griffinlist.com. Griffin is spelled Griffin, then list, LIST.com. griffinlist.com. It literally takes 2 minutes to type your name in, type your county in, and see if you're on that list. You may be surprised. Share it with loved ones. No one should be disenfranchised. This is America, the greatest democracy on the planet, and we want to ensure no one is disenfranchised. And then finally, my very, very last announcement is a very happy birthday to our Assistant City Manager, Damon DeCain. We celebrate you and all Aries birthdays, as I'll be celebrating mine on Wednesday. So shout out to you. I know we're only a few years apart, Damon, so.
You sing happy birthday?
No, we're not singing happy birthday. All right, if there's nothing else, motion to adjourn made by Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Peters. Any discussion on the motion to adjourn? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and we are adjourned.